Okay, so this is the super cute romper from Lowland Kids, just dropped today. This is the autumn romper. I'm going to be doing the pants version and the tank version. This is the short line here, so you could use this piece, just fold it up, however you want to do it. I'm doing the pocket version as well, so you'll need to cut that little curve out. You'll need 2 backs, 2 fronts, 2 of the back piece here. We are doing the V-back, 2 of the front piece here. And then you'll need 2 of the pocket pieces here. Alright, so here are the pieces cut out. Back piece, front pieces for the bottom. Then I've got my back bodice, 2 of those, 2 front bodices, 2 of these pocket pieces, and 2 of these pocket pieces opposites. Alright, so we're going to start with the bodice. You're going to put them right sides together, the main and the lining. Right sides together. So 2 main pieces, right sides together, and the 2 lining pieces, right sides together. And sew the shoulder seam here. Alright, this is what it looks like when they're done sewn shoulder seams. And so we're going to open this up and we're going to put them right sides together. Make sure you pay attention to the front and the back, because the back is the V, the front is the swoop. So this is what it's going to look like when you put them right sides together. And now we're going to sew a tiny V in the back with a straight stitch, just to make sure that this V stays very V'd. So this is what it looks like. It doesn't have to be perfect, just, you know, straight stitch that down. You can absolutely do this entire thing on the serger, but that V is not going to be a V. It's going to look more like a U, or like a scoop. So snip your little snip your little V there. Don't snip your seam allowance. Don't like snip all the way into your seam. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish it with a serge, and this is what it looks like when it's serged. Alright, and so you just tuck your tails there. Alright. And then now you are going to put these pieces into the neck hole to flip them out. So you're going to flip it right side out pretty much. So push those through the neck hole, and when you're done, it will look like this when you fold it together, of course. And so now we have the sleeves are not finished and the side pieces are not finished. So now we got to finish those. So we're going to do the burrito method to finish this, since we're doing a tank. To do sleeves with this, you would just skip this part and go to the next part here. But since we're doing a tank, we're going to do it like this. And so this is how I'd like to do my burrito method here. There's really no better way to explain it other than to just show you how I do it. So I open up that one side and stick the other side inside that side. And then I fold it over like this, just to make sure that it's out of the way. Match up your points here. And then you're just going to serge this entire curve. Right here, serge that curve. Alright, that's what it looks like serged. And then you're just going to pull it out. The part that you sandwiched in there, you're going to pull that out. And give it a good shake to get that out of there. Alright, and now we're just going to do the next side. So that's that side finished. That's what the sleeve looks like finished. The arm side. Alright, so we're going to open this up again like we just did. And kind of grab it and flip it. And then sandwich that finished arm side into this one here. Fold over the seam. Make sure that's not going to get caught. Alright. And then again, same thing. Serge this seam here. Serge this edge seam. The curved seam, I guess, is what I should say. Alright, this is what it looks like. Again, final pull through. Pull it out, and it should be, the arm size should be completely done. Goodness, my words are getting jumbled up. Alright, so that's what it looks like. And now we're going to finish the sides here. So to do that, you're going to open up the sides. So that part there, I'm opening it up. So that's the front piece here. I've opened up the front piece, and now I'm going to open up the back piece so that the main and the lining are separated here. And I'm just going to sit them on top of each other and sew or serge the side seams here. So right here and right here, we're going to serge these side seams down, the straight edges. Alright, this is what it looks like with those done. And now you're just going to fold them back over on themselves. And then you'll have either the main or the lining, depending on which one you want sticking out, obviously. I just use the same fabric for both the main and lining. Okay, so I am going to quarter up this bodice opening to help me attach the gathered bottoms to the bodice later. So I'm just going to match up my side seams here and find the true middle of the front and the back. Okay, moving on to the bottoms here. This curved edge, these are the front pieces of the bottom, and so I'm going to add this pocket piece to that curved piece. This is what it looks like when you lay it down, and you will serge or sew this curved edge here. This is what it looks like when it's done, and then you're going to flip this out and fold it underneath and top stitch, and this is what it looks like folded, and you're going to top stitch 1/8 of an inch down just to top stitch that down. And this is what it looks like on the other side after you top stitch them down. And then you're going to put this pocket piece on top of that pocket piece. Obviously, you're going to match up the straight edge with the straight edge and the curve with the curve. And then this is what it looks like with those pocket pieces on there. And then you're going to serge that curved edge. So you'll pick that piece up, the pocket pretty much up, and serge that edge. This is what it looks like done. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. So that's what the pocket looks like there. And you will need to pay attention to these pieces here because you don't want them to get all folded up when you're sewing the side seams of the pants in a second. Okay, so here are the back and the front pieces put together. I've just kind of clipped them together and made sure to clip the pieces of the pockets so that they don't get folded up here. So you're going to do the entire side seam of the front and back piece right there, and then you're also going to do the inseam. So you'll have to kind of pull it over a little bit to match it up once you get that side seam sewn. But you'll just sew those sides down. Alright, and that's what they look like done. And so we are going to flip one out. So this is one flipped out and one wrong side out. And we're going to stick the right side out one into the wrong side out one so that they're right sides together. This is what it looks like. And then I've just clipped the crotch here, pretty much, the top and the crotch and the top of the back and the front, you know what I mean. And so you're going to serge this entire crotch curve, and then you're also going to hem it 3/4 of an inch up both legs. Okay, so we've done the crotch curve and we've hemmed it. This is what it looks like opened up. The pants are done now, so now we just need to gather them. So what I like to do with to gather is use elastic. This is quarter inch knit elastic, and I do pre-stretch. That's what I'm doing here. Just stretch it before you cut it. And so you're going to use the width of the bodice and multiply it by 2. So you'll do 2. So you want to do the opening. I do it exact because I find when you do this method, it will pull a little bit. And so this gives me the perfect waist as opposed to it growing a little bit. So fold over that edge there, or fold over the elastic and zigzag stitch. This is what mine looks like done. So as you can see, the elastic is slightly smaller than the opening. That's just because when you're serging the gathered bottoms on, it tends to stretch a little bit, so I find to do it a little bit less. Alright, so I'm going to quarter this elastic up really fast. I'm just marking points. I like to use the overlapped part as the back. It just helps me to see which one I'm using, especially when a bodice has a front and a back and the bottom has a front and a back, so you have to make sure you keep everything together. Okay, so I've got this all done here, and now we're going to grab the bottoms and just pin this elastic to them. So you're going to pin it to the wrong side of the bottoms here, and you're going to need to make sure that you denote the back. And like I said, I do that with the overlapped edge. So the pockets are in the front. So I'm going to flip this over to the back where the pockets are not there. And so I know I'm going to put that overlapped edge of the elastic so that I can remember that that's the back. And I'm just going to pin it. I do like to use pins when I'm doing the elastic part. I've started using clips more though, but I like to use pins. I just find it easier when I'm using my sewing machine. The clips kind of get stuck on my sewing machine and it just doesn't work. I do like to leave a 1/4 inch edge of this fabric on top of the elastic, because when I'm serging the bottoms to the top, I cut off that 1/4 inch and I just pretty much put my serger seam right on the elastic. So I don't cut the elastic at all. That's just what works for me. So I'm just pinning this, matching up the points. This is what it looks like. Going over to the sewing machine here, I'm going to do a lengthened straight stitch. Mine goes all the way up to 4.8 on my sewing machine, so that's what I've lengthened it to. Just a straight stitch here, and you're going to get started. And then to create the gathered effect, you pull the elastic flat onto the fabric like this, and then you just sew on top of the elastic as you go. Don't overstretch it, you just stretch it just enough so that the elastic lays flat. And so I'm just going to speed this up really fast. Alright, that's what it looks like gathered. So now we're going to put the bodice into the back, or into the bottoms. You need to make sure you pay attention to the back. So like I said, I did that overlap seam in the back. And so now I'm going to do the back, make sure that I match that point up with the overlap seam. So the back is the V back, make sure you remember that. Alright, so I'm stuffing the bodice into the bottoms. The bodice is right side out and the bottoms are wrong side out, as you can see. So then you'll just match up your points here. And like I said, just pay attention that you're matching up the back with the back and the front with the front. However you choose to denote that, do that. So just match up your points here. And we're just going to serge this round part here, and I'm going to cut off that 1/4 inch of fabric that I left at the top and not cut the elastic. So this is what it looks like when I'm done. As you can see, I serged right alongside the elastic. I did add my tag there in the middle back. So we'll flip it out, and this is what it looks like complete. Super cute romper. Like I said, I did the pants version and the tank version. You can add sleeves to this. You just omit the burrito method thing there and just, you know, sew your side seams together and add your sleeves in. So this is what it looks like finished. Love it. My little girl loves it. Pockets are a girl's best friend. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.